a very warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Global TV News Cycle, live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Judith Peters. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the appointment of Ambassador Desmond Akawo to serve as the Federal Commissioner of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, RMAFC. Pending the confirmation of the Nigeria Senate of the new RMAFC Federal Commissioner, who represents Rivers State, has been appointed following the tragic demise of the immediate past RMAFC Federal Commissioner from Rivers State. At Ondo Temple earlier this month, the President tasked the new Federal Commissioner to deploy his robust experience across ties of government towards the comprehensive reformation of processes that will ensure the most efficient and productive utilization of allocations to all three ties of government in Nigeria. Also, the Vice President Kashim Shettima presided over the National Economic Council NEC meeting at the State House, Abuja. The meeting was held at the Council Chamber of the Presidential Villa. The Council, which is comprised of the governors of the 36 states of the Federation, also has ministers in charge of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, and Finance, as well as the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN Group Chief Executive Officer of Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, and some others as members. Queen Agaba has details.
Present at this month's sitting, which is likely to be the last for 2023, are all governors except those of Akwa Ibom, Kano, Lagos, Enugu, Osun, Borno, Nasarawa, and Adamawa states, who are represented by their deputies. The National Economic Council, NEC, was established by the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, Section 153, Subsection 1 and paragraphs 18 and 19 of Part 1 of the Third Schedule. The Council has the mandate to advise the President concerning the economic affairs of the Federation, and in particular on measures necessary for the coordination of the economic planning efforts or economic programs of the various governments of the Federation. Top on the agenda is the issue of ecological and security challenges in the country, as well as seeking resolutions on economic matters.
A bill seeking to give legal backing to establish the Bitumen Development Commission of Nigeria has passed second reading on the floor of the Senate in Abuja. Sponsored of the bill, Senate Jimoh Ibrahim says the piece of legislation seeks to provide a legal framework for the promotion of research, study and exploration, development and utilization of locally sourced bitumen in Nigeria. Sandra Akpa completes the report.
In his lead debate, the Ondo South senator explained that investment on bitumen is of immense benefit to Nigeria, being a $147 billion industry. Senator Ibrahim, however, noted that the only way for Nigeria to benefit from it is to establish a commission to become one of the 5 countries in the world who currently explore bitumen. According to the lawmaker, the product can help address the nation's economy as well as dwindling price of crude globally.
For regulatory framework is very, very important. The need to diversify the economy by instrumentality of law, not by directive, not by executive order, but by law. Even if we are to borrow money to develop bitumen today, there is no legal framework. So nobody can borrow us money when there is no any law. Even if we are to develop it and bring international skill, there is no law. We don't have any law. There is nothing can develop without law. And that is why this chamber is set up. This is why we are here by constitutional commandment to ensure that we do the needful, to ensure that we participate, Mr. Senate President, for 110 billion bitumen market in the world. How can we as a nation be having second largest depository of bitumen?
Contributing to the debate, some lawmakers stressed the need for the diversification of the nation's economy, stating that the country is well endowed in bitumen, which required robust legislation that would turn the sector to the advantage of Nigeria.
The bill is all about drawing attention to an important area that has been neglected, an area that has a potential of earning $110 billion, as stated in the statistics that has been distributed to us. And besides, we all know the crisis in the construction industry, particularly with respect to the scarcity and the prohibitive cost of cement and its byproducts. Bitumen is critical not only to the road network, but to the economic growth of Nigeria. Mr. President, I want to also say that there's need to diversify this economy. And the argument that we are establishing too many commissions may not be considered critical.
Meanwhile, other lawmakers took turns to kick against the establishment of the Bitumen Development Commission of Nigeria.
Conscious of increasing overhead costs and creating more and more commission at a time when we have this much talked about Orosaye report, which already suggests that Nigeria federal government has too many commissions carrying out overlapping responsibilities. I hold the view with respect, sir, but it is not the absence of law that stopped Nigeria from exploiting bitumen and other solid mineral resources. It has to do with the will of the executive and the commitment of government to exploit all resources, whether liquid or solid. My worry is that
bitumen is nothing but heavy oil. Therefore, I do not think that it is outside the remit of the Petroleum Act for us to create another institution just because of bitumen. It's nothing but heavy oil. It's part of petroleum, which means that all we need to do is to recognize it within our laws and then exploit it in the manner that exploitation is done of all our petroleum resources.
After the bill scaled through second reading, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, referred the bill to the Senate Committee on Solid Mineral to avert in 2 weeks in plenary for further legislative inputs.
Having read this bill for the second time, it is now referred to the Committee on Solid Minerals to report back to the Senate in 2 weeks.
If the proposed legislation passes in both the Senate and the House of Representatives with attendance establishment of the Bitumen Development Commission after presidential assent, it will be the first law on exploration, development and possibly exportation of bitumen in Nigeria.
Nigeria Institute of Public Relations has inaugurated the Nigeria Reputation Management Group to address some critical reputational challenges that have negatively affected Nigeria as a country. The chairman governing board of the institute, Ike Nalieku, says the reputation of the nation determines the economy of the country. Kike Lomo Okere has details.
Reputation plays a key role in every aspect of human endeavor, organization, state, or nation. The chairman governing board of the National Institute of Public Relations says it is a tax on the need to leverage on the power of national reputation in turning the economy around. He expressed concern about the global perception of Nigeria as poor. He therefore called on all hands to be on decks in changing the narrative about Nigeria's reputation.
To really say that this committee is very, very strategic to the next level of Nigeria, because at the point where we are now, our reputation needs to be revamped. Our reputation needs attention. Our reputation needs to be reinvented. And it is this committee that will advise us on how it is going to be done. Who are those that should be members of Nigeria Reputation Management Group? What will be the modalities? What will be the structure? How will it be done? On a sustainable basis. It's not a touch and go business. It is something that should outlive us.
The tax was handed down to the Comptroller General of Customs, Adewale Adeniyi, who says reputation, if properly understood, effectively planned, efficiently and well deployed, will position any country for greater value, global relevance and remarkable competitiveness. Adeniyi stressed that for any state or nation to be taken seriously, there is need to consciously promote the culture of reputation.
Unfortunately, the society, especially many African nations, have not recognized enough the power of reputation in turning their economies around. Though intangible in nature, reputation as a concept is so critical that if the components are properly understood and are effectively planned and efficiently harnessed and well deployed, it has the capacity to position any country for greater value, for global relevance, and remarkable competitiveness. We know that customs has its own reputation issue itself, and we are working with our stakeholders to ensure that we change this narrative and reposition Nigeria Customs Service. We have started this journey the last 3-4 months. We are making the best of revenue generation. We are turning around our anti-smuggling operations. And more importantly, we are trying to give new meaning to trade facilitation. All of this is to give customs a better name, indeed a better reputation.
Nigerian Reputation Management Group will, among others, determine the structure on which assignment will be executed. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Rivers State, Desmond Akawo, has resigned. His resignation later surfaced on Friday, barely a few hours after President Bola Tinubu appointed him Federal Commissioner, representing Rivers State in the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission. Akawo, in the later dated November 22, 2023, an address to the PDP acting national chairman, Ambassador Umar Magon, said his resignation is connected to his appointment. He noted that he has since handed over to his deputy Aaron Chukwuemeka. Meanwhile, the federal government has stated its commitment to the growth of steel development. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja on Thursday, Minister of Steel Development Uba Amadu said this is keeping faith with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu. Global TV's Sharon Ajay completes the story.
In a meeting with the Minister of State, Ministry of Steel Development, Uba Magari Amadu, who hosted the Executive Secretary and CEO of the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, Aisha Rimi, in the ministry's headquarters on 23rd November 2023 in Abuja. In line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration in achieving its mandate and ensuring that the nation's steel sector contributes to sustainable development of economy and grow the gross domestic product (GDP). The Ministry of Steel Development is to collaborate with the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission (NIPC) for the development of the sector in general and the operationalization of the National Steel Raw Material Exploration Agency. Listing areas of collaboration and identifying areas of partnership with NIPC and NSRMEA, the minister has assured that the aim is to move the steel sector to the next level, leaving no stones unturned.
We are saddled with the responsibility of handling the steel sector. This is one sector that's very there to our president's agenda, our nation's agenda, the renewed hope agenda, and we are leaving nothing to chance to make sure that we take it to the next level, such that by the time we exit, I keep emphasizing because definitely we have exit dates. By the time we exit, we'll have made some mark, moved it from where we met it to where it should properly be in the scale of things in this country.
Speaking also at the event, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Steel Development, Mary A. Ogbe, while expressing optimism that the collaboration between the Ministry of Steel Development and the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, NIPC, is a step to the right direction.
It is you and I that he has given the mandate to do so. And so I believe that this meeting this afternoon is a step in the right direction, and we'll commit ourselves to seeing that we will leave a mark, from whatever that we'll agree upon to do this afternoon. You can count on us that whatever investment that will be done will not be a waste. we'll see to it that we leave a legacy based on our deliberation this afternoon.
The CEO of Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, Aisha Rimi, stated that the government needs to work as a team to achieve a workable Nigeria.
Government really ought to work as a team, as a whole. We are all, after all, like my sister has said here, the permanent secretary, determined to make Nigeria work. So whichever way we can make it work, if it's through collaborations like this, if it's facilitating joint roadshows, if it's assisting with seeking investors and investments, upgrading facilities, promoting access to capital, and whatever it takes. We are all working together, and we are perhaps the more nimble arm of government.
Sharana J. reporting for Global TV News.
The Carter Fapil Abuja Division has sacked the Speaker of the Bauchi State House of Assembly, Abubakar Suleiman, from his seat as the member representing Nigen Central constituency in Nigen, local government area of Bauchi State. The appellate court, in its judgment on Friday, ordered for a rerun in 10 polling units in the constituency. The Independent National Electoral Commission returning officer, Shuabu Mohammed, had declared him the winner of the Nigen Central constituency election held on March 18th. So the Appeal Court Lagos Division on Friday, in a split decision, affirmed the re-election of Dambo Abiodun in the March 18, 2023 governorship election as the duly elected governor of Ogun State. The majority judgment delivered by Justice Joseph Shagboa Ike dismissed the appeal filed by the People's Democratic Party candidate Ladi Adebutu in the 2023 governorship election. However, the minority judgment delivered by Justice Jan Ese Newan Eyang allowed the appeal and ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to conduct a fresh election within 90 days. Meanwhile, the Kano State Police Command has warned members of the New Nigeria People's Party (NNPP) and the All Progressive Congress (APC) in the state against Saturday's planned protest, saying it will deal ruthlessly with anyone that violated the order. The warning was contained in a statement on Friday by the command's public relations officer, SP Abdullahi Haruna, on behalf of the State Commissioner of Police, Hussaini Gomel, and made available to newsmen. Both the NNPP and APC were said to have mobilized their supporters to organize protests on Saturday to express their views on the recent ruling of the Appeal Court in Abuja, which declared a controversial judgment on the governorship election judgment. However, the decision of both parties since the announcement has created apprehension in the mind of residents of the state on the premises that such protests scheduled for the same day may cause untold hardship to the teeming masses of the state. The National Working Committee of the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC) on Friday inaugurated members of the Caretaker Committee for the Rivers State chapter of the party. The inauguration, which took place at the national headquarters of the APC in Abuja, had the party's national chairman, Abdullahi Gaduje, vice chairman for South-South, Victor Gadam, and members of the NWC in attendance. The event took place 2 days after the APC NWC dissolved the former state ESCOs to pave the way for the ADHOC committee that will oversee the conduct of the Congress to elect new state executive members. The National Economic Council on Thursday approved plans to overhaul 17,774 primary and secondary healthcare centers, respectively, nationwide. It said the move was in response to the identified funding gaps and deteriorating healthcare metrics, as reviewed by a presentation by the coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Ali Fateh, to the Council. Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed detailed the government's strategy to State House correspondent following the 137th National Economic Council meeting chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima at the House of Rock Villa, Abuja. Conveying the insight from Fateh's presentation, which highlighted the critical condition of the health sector, Governor Mohammed said the presentation sectored its terms of very robust section scan on health from the tertiary to the primary level, looking at all the gaps, the problems and challenges of funding. It lamented the statistics showcasing a decline in health indices, including infant mortality rates, stating that the Tinubu-led administration aims to establish a synergy among stakeholders for deep, lasting reforms. And in a bid to provide affordable housing and improve the living condition of Nigerians, the federal government has reviewed plans to provide over 1 million direct and indirect jobs through the provision of an estimated 40,000 housing units within the first phase of its renewed hope agenda for housing. The Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Mohamed Dangiwa, stated this on Thursday while delivering his speech at the 50th anniversary of Federal Housing Authority of Nigeria, FHA, in Abuja. It reiterated that the FHA will also play a key role in the ministry's new city development plan. Dangiwa set the ministry plan to lead partnership with the private sector, local and international investors toward redefining the concept of cities in Nigeria and the congested city centers and state capital. Added that the new city development plan aimed to deliver renewed hope cities ranging from 1,000 housing units per site in one location in each of the 6 geopolitical zones of the country and FCT. It named Abuja, Lagos, Kano, as well as Borno, Nasarawa, Rivers, and Enugu State as the selected state, saying the remaining 30 states will have renewed hope estates, each with a minimum of 500 housing units. The House of Representatives has called on President Bola Tinubu's led government to boost yam tuber production through critical initiative and incentives to farmers from the central banks of Nigeria. Nigeria Agricultural Insurance Corporation, Bank of Agriculture and Money Deposit Banks. The reps also urged the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security to carry out policy reviews to regulate and supervise agencies responsible for exportation in Nigeria. The resolution were reached on Thursday following the adoption of a motion co-sponsored by Akume Regina and Adedayo Adeshola, both members of the All Progressive Congress from Benue and Lagos State, respectively. Meanwhile, a federal high court in Port Harcourt has issued Form 48 against the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Honorable Martin Ameowole, as the deputy Domley Mull for contempt of court. The court, in a suit filed by the Rivers State House of Assembly as the first plaintiff and Harry Edison as the second plaintiff, had ordered the party not to take any steps concerning the subject matter of the suit before the court. The issuance of Form 48 is pursuant to an application made by the Edison and the Rivers State House of Assembly for disobeying the order of the court made on the 7th day of November 2023. Edison, who says he was elected by 26 of his colleagues as new Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, in the process filed in court, accused Ameowole in invading the Rivers State House of Assembly and purportedly holding a sitting of the House in what he said is a violation of the order of court for parties to maintain status quo. And lastly, the Kogi state government has issued a directive to freeze all state and local government accounts effective immediately. A Thursday statement signed by the Commissioner for Finance, Asiwaju Ashiru Idris, said no form of payment should be made to anyone from the government account henceforth. According to the statement, all standing orders and investment instructions are hereby cancelled forthwith. However, the decision may be connected with the governor's concern regarding the performances of some members of his cabinet. And that's it on Global TV News Cycle, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. On StarTimes, channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using the Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your TV screen. On behalf of the production team, I am Judith Peters. Thank you so very much, and I will see you again.